Armageddon was just a teenager when his father died in a space battle, leaving him to assume the throne of the Troyjan Empire. The monarchy was on the verge of collapse, but Armageddon was a warrior born. He led his troops to countless victories of neighboring worlds, galaxies, and even solar systems. Armageddon was so busy expanding his kingdom, he did not even notice when his wife died in childbirth after delivering twin sons. Even the boy's education was left to his trusted friend and advisor, Lord Vittio. Armageddon's sons would not be noticed again by him until a mission to Earth left one of them dead and the other in love with his twin's murderer. Trauma, the son that survived, wanted to marry his brother's killer, Atalanta of the Pantheon, which made Armageddon think his son was a fool. However, he hesitantly gave Trauma permission to do as he wished. Trauma kidnapped Atalanta and brought her back to his homeworld, and even Armageddon was impressed by the physical appearance of the woman. Despite his first thoughts on the subject, Armageddon was willing to stand by his son's decision even when the Hulk, Silver Surfer, and the Starjammers stood in front of him demanding Atalanta's release. To show just how serious he was, Armageddon fired cosmic blasts at both Hulk and the Surfer, holding them at bay. Only after Hulk convinced Trauma to meet him in personal combat did Armageddon reluctantly release his hold on the Green Goliath. Soon after the Hulk was freed, Cassiopeia, also of the Pantheon, liberated the Silver Surfer. The Surfer was about to show Armageddon what true power was, but the sudden scream of agony from Trauma stopped everyone in their tracks. Trauma had fallen on a piece of his own broken armor, and it pierced his heart. As he was dying, Trauma asked his father to give Atalanta, and her friends, safe passage home, and Armageddon granted his son's last wish. Armageddon didn't know how much he truly cared for his son until he was gone. A while later, Armageddon invaded Freehold, the former home of the leader, and he discovered a machine to reanimate the dead. He intended to use the Hulk's power to activate the machine and bring Trauma back to life. The Hulk agreed, but once strapped into the machine, the Hulk forced too much of his energy into the machine, which caused an overload followed by an explosion. Trauma's body was incinerated in the blast, and even as Armageddon applauded Hulk's deception, he still insisted the Hulk would one day die by his hand.